Hey, Bridget.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
I'm hoping we got a couple more people jump on. I know we're talking about social media today, which I love social media. I'm big on social media, so it's gonna be a good
You're
call,
the
but
you're the king. Yeah, for sure.
not the king, but I try my best.
Pretty
Uh, the
close
cool thing,
to it.
the cool thing about social media is that there's no way to cheat it. Like, a lot of the things you can pay money and, you get the leads or you get the deals, but no one ever knows like how much did you really make from the deal. With social media, it's all honest and upfront. The people that are working it hard, they have the results. And like it's fun because you're never trying to figure out, how did that guy do that? What's the secret? What's the trick? We're going to talk about all of that today, so it's going to be good.
I love it. I love it.
I think it's going to be great. I'm pumped up. I want to know all the social media tricks to the trade and secrets and how do we become more productive with it and consistent and get the message across. I heard a stat the other day that 94% of buyers now go to social media first before
Wow.
they do anything. It's a huge
Yep.
stat, right? Remember before everybody said buyers and sellers, all of them start the searches online, 99%. Now 94% of them also start their searches on social media. So if you're not on social media, you're gone. And it's
Yep.
it's really important, I think, to be consistent and have a consistent message.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about too. Is breaking down the strategy, right? Because you have to have a strategy, no matter what lead generation method or what system that you're going to implement into your business. You have to have a defined strategy from the start to success. And if you don't, just like if you were to, I don't know, come out with a new TV ad campaign or do a new billboard, if you didn't have any way to capture it or do anything with it, it's not going to work, you guys. Just common sense. But if you have a strategy from forming the accounts to what you're going to post and all of that, then you start seeing the results that everybody's looking for with social media. And the great thing is about social media too is as the economy is more challenging, right? So people are staying in, they're not going out, they're not doing events and concerts, they're not seeing Taylor Swift this weekend. They're not doing all that. They're staying in. As that happens more and more, the social media systems work even better, right? Because they're all about how many people are viewing the content. And as people stay inside, it's just the views and the numbers and everything go up. And that's why I call it recession proof. Social media is recession proof because when the economy gets really bad and everyone can't go outside and they can't pay for food and do any of that, they're all going to just sit inside and they're going to stay on the social media. And that's our amazing ability is we can then become that advertiser, that marketer, that's going to where the people are. Simple. That's the whole goal of
Yeah.
marketing, right? So
Yeah. And I
it's
agree
going to be
with
really
what
good.
Pete said, and I did not know that stat, Pete, 94% now make their
Yeah.
decision on social media, but it just makes so much sense that is factual. That's where everybody is. So that's an amazing statistic to share to open this call and just sets the standard of this is where you got to be.
Yep.
I
At
love
least
that.
one spoke of the wheel has to be in the social media realm.
Let's start it off with Matty because he's shining there. Look, he's in the office. Matt, talk to us about social media and what you're doing to get instant results.
Well, I'm going to be really more listening, honestly. But I will tell you, I just hired my daughter, one of my daughters, to do my social media, just to shoot. So we've been shooting a lot of content for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We just started actually this week. We've probably shot about, I don't know, fifteen videos so far. The good news is that, and I suppose a lot of this maybe now AI could be doing too, but I definitely used AI to come up with a lot of the topics. I'm primarily looking for luxury sellers, so I gear my topics. I went into Chat GPT and basically said, what are some good topics for short 1 minute long videos that Matt Battiata can do to attract luxury sellers in San Diego, California, et cetera, right? And anyway, and there's just a million topics, of course, that you can come up with, even without going to ChatGPT. And then we just sat and shot them. And we shot them different. We have a little content studio in our office in Del Mar. And then we just, to vary the backgrounds, we just shot them in all different spots around the office, outside, at some listings. And my daughter Mia is editing the videos and putting them on all the different, social media, Instagram and so forth. And I'm just going to keep doing that. Because again, there really are unlimited topics, and I do have a YouTube channel, and I've toyed with, in fact, Diane and I, a long time ago, started shooting those videos that are a little bit longer, that you see on YouTube, where people are like, top 5 reasons to live in Naples, Florida, or whatever, but those are much more time consuming because they're long. It's like shooting a little TV show. And of course, everyone's got limited, it really depends what you're going after, right? I think that if you're going after buyers, especially relocation buyers, especially if you're in a market that gets a lot of relocation buyers, you want to shoot those, top 5 reasons to live in Rancho Bernardo and blah, 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 all those type of videos. I'm always really going more after sellers. So I'm shooting video topics that are, how to generate and negotiate multiple offer, different things that I think luxury sellers would want, how to prepare your home for sale, stuff like that. But it's a necessary, I really don't like social media at all. And, but that's why I finally just bit the bullet and hired my daughter to do it for me, to help me do it. So I don't have any problem, doing the videos. It's just I'm not super good at doing the editing and the captioning and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's where it's much easier when you have somebody else to help you with that, whether it's a virtual assistant or whatever, So that's what I'm doing. But I'm mostly here to listen, I think, this morning.
Matt, you've been great. And the reason I called on you first is I saw the amount of distribution and action that you've been doing ramp up in the last week or two.
In the last week,
I like that it's all storytelling, how you're doing things or what you've done. It's very authentic. You're doing a great job. So, I commend your daughter getting it out there. So it's definitely effective because I've noticed it. Let me ask you this. What are you paying her? Do you mind kind of sharing that? Because a lot of people do it a lot of different ways. There's VAs that you can pay. If you have family members, you can pay them. How does it typically work? Did you shop around? I'm just
paying her. No, I really didn't. I think the going rate probably, I'm sure a virtual assistant, that's in the Philippines or something is going to be what, $6-7 an hour or something like that. Right. But I really when I hired her, again, her name's Mia. And when I hired her, I said, I almost want you to be like a director and a producer. In other words, and I'm not hiring you just to edit the videos. I want you to, I want you to be able to see, looking on the other side of the camera, first of all, if the video is good, and I want you to edit it, and I want you to do captions and package it. So I almost want you to be like a director. So I'm guesstimating that, to get somebody that's really good at doing that, you're going to pay them. You got to pay them at least $20 an hour to do that. So, and I'm paying her a little bit more than that. But I mean, here in San Diego, right? So, minimum wage at most of the places that, kids work is like $18 an hour. You know what I mean? So I think I think you're going to pay somebody $25-30 an hour, but I also think that it's worth it, So, and it's not a full-time, I don't think it's a full-time job of 40 hours a week. Right. So that's what I'm doing.
So let me ask you this follow-up question. Did she set up all your channels? Did she set up your TikTok, your Instagram? Is it all at the same
Yeah, so they all I had already, an Instagram and Facebook and stuff, but she's going to post on everything, LinkedIn, and by the way, I'm sure she will start doing this for other agents too. That's kind of the vision that I had for her, because I think especially, for For agents that are like Cam's age, that's probably comes much more naturally. I mean, the funny thing is, to me, shooting a TV commercial comes really natural, but for some reason, shooting something for Instagram really doesn't.
That's
So
funny because you're so good on
I know.
TV. Maybe it's a different setup.
I know.
And a lot of people out there may not have seen Matt's commercials. You guys, he's not bragging. He's just applying for a job. That's his slogan. And a lot of people hired him because when he started the business, he had great hair. Now he's just cruising along. Right?
Yeah.
But those are great tips, Matt. I want to kind of transition over to Bridget Young. She's been doing a lot of social media. She just built out a whole commercial training course, you guys, which is amazing. So she has great insight on how to make your social media effective and profitable.
Yeah. So the thing to do is just what Matt just did, right? When you're going to do social media consistently, you have to have the calendar. Every social media person I've ever, met with is like, block the time. Block an hour or two, change clothes if you need to. If you're going to do content, film it all at once and just get it out of the way and have it set to go. Because we're so busy with the tasks of real estate. That's the number one thing. Build the calendar out. And then film it all at once. Exactly that's how you remain consistent. And you want to give input, tip of the week. And then, we just had the honor of Russ Lagan coming down and speaking to us and, just keep it consistent. The number one thing he said was do a market update and don't just throw average numbers out. Be consistent. You can get those numbers in MLS. You can get those numbers from your title companies. They all have software that just by zip code, really detailed nitty gritty, know those numbers. And I see people do this. I've done them, but Russ said, get back to the basics. Be the expert. When you're spitting exact detailed numbers, you look like you are the expert and people buy that. So because we want to attract buyers, we want to go, wow, this person really knows the market. That's sexy. When everybody who you meet who says, what do you do? How's the market is their first question. So if you're just throwing, jewels out of this is the market, even if somebody's just watching for a while, if they're ready, if they have a friend who's ready, they'll DM you, they'll call you. So those are a couple really good things to do. You definitely want to post your sales and your wins and all that good stuff. And you don't want to be braggy. There's too many agents out there. I just closed another deal, and I think people a lot of the times want to throw up watching that. So always make it about your client. I helped my client sell this one because he's off to Maine, whatever. This buyer couldn't get in or we helped him get pre-approved. Just make it about the client because your win is going to be there. So it doesn't have to be an in-your-face sold another one. And you want it to be genuine, but make it about somebody else. And then share, like I said, share that tip of the week. If you're an agent who doesn't have a bunch of listings, if you're not Matt Battiata, what do you do? Right? And I would say you go to Caravan, right? So go to your local Caravan, go to the open houses where they're holding them and shoot content in those houses. This one's for sale, do private property tours. You can schedule, with any house, especially easy. If it's a vacant house, you could go schedule luxury house, start becoming that expert. Make the appointment with the agent, get in there and get the content so that you're staying consistent, even if it isn't your listing. That's a big one. We have so many EXP agents. There's so many houses, on the market that you can go to tour. So it doesn't have to be your listing for you to get an amazing reel and tell them about the house. But again, people are watching. I've done properties that I posted and had friends call me from that I haven't seen in 20, 30 years. I've done, content on commercial and, said to DM me commercial if you want to learn more. And my inbox is full because people are watching. So you want a call to action, a gentle call to action, right? If you want a list of our luxury properties, DM me. Whatever it is, if you want to get pre-approved, DM me, we'll get you pre-approved. So you want to, if you can, do a call to action. You want all of your socials to really think, what is the purpose of this and what is my end goal? And Matt's end goal is to get luxury listings, and he's positioned himself as an expert behind the scenes. And then if you're not part of the EXP luxury program that we have, I just saw one of his videos, talking about that, we're on the Robb Report, we're on the Wall Street Journal, we have ads. That's really, really sexy. Partner with someone who's luxury, get to be a luxury agent and be part of that program. And you can share behind the scenes what we're doing for marketing globally with those programs. So, but being consistent, call to action, be really thoughtful on your posts. And then you do want a lot of organic content. Let people get to know you. What are you doing in your life? Not the bad stuff, but, whether it's home videos, the dog, you want people to start feeling like they know, love, and trust you. Not that you're just, an agent trying to get their business. Let them really see you. I think that's really important. So whether it's, kids, let them start feeling you as a human, and then give them knowledge and be consistent, and those things work.
I love that. And that is really important, you guys. It can't just be about business. Every third or fourth post should be something personal, and, use discretion, because
100%.
people look at your social media and you can't erase it. But I think it has to be in alignment with what your message is, or what your specialty or your niche is. So if you're like, I'm in luxury, so I tape a lot of luxury things. Even if I go to a sports outing or something, I try to find the most luxurious part of it, whether it's cars or watches or something that would align with my audience, and try to get that out there. I think that's really important. I think people like to see family. I think people like to see pets. I think people like those types of things. And especially around the holidays, it's really nice to post those types of things, and being grateful for your life and in the moment, and so forth. I think that's important too. Send out the right messages. Let's go over to Brian Yarber. He's straight back from the river. He might still be up at the river fly fishing up in Montana. Brian, what have you done in the past that has connected with your audience through social media? You have to unmute first in order to talk.
Let me unmute. I'm wearing the hoodie like Ross this morning. It's Southern California. It was 48 here and probably 50 there. We're not used to that, so we're hoodie guys. Good to see you. So I'm like Matt Battiata. I'm not a marketing guy in a way that I go outside my comfort zone. What I do is I'm a conversion guy. Anything I need to do to convert is what I focus on, right? So it's the purpose of your social media, or what is it for? Is it for hunting? Are you looking for leads? Or is it for brand awareness and marketing your properties for your sellers? Some people just market for their sellers, so their seller sees their property in Dream Homes and Luxury Market and see it on Zillow and wherever they like to look, right? So sometimes I'm just doing social media strictly for the client. But then there's times where, and that's brand awareness, really, that's what that is, because people will find you when you're marketing something maybe that's in an area that they have a desire to go to. But for me, I'm more a hunter, and I market for lead conversion. And I wrote a note here. So, if that's your goal, then the lead conversion is your ROI that you need to track the results of when you're doing your social. So Ross is a great example. He's got an account where he has, or had, I don't know, I haven't talked to Ross in a while, but last I heard, you had about 200 buyer's agents that you were throwing out, leads to. You're grinding, you're a rainmaker, so your whole business model is thriving on lead conversion. Somebody's converting those leads into these appointments for this team. Am I correct? And I'm sure the rest of us are doing the same thing. So I like to ask questions somehow in the marketing of what I'm doing so that I get a little bit of a conversion early. Okay, I'll give you an example. If I'm showcasing something and it's a property that really has an excellent view, as an example, and I'm just showcasing the view, and my lead is, I've got a seller, we've been on the market a while, we're doing open house, we're doing all the things, then what is it about that house that caught the eye of the person who's wanting to know more about it? See, if I ask a question of why, because smartphones tell you, well, on Zillow, here's what it's listed for. Here's the bedroom count. Here's the square footage count. All the things that people need. Most buyers who are looking for homes are fully aware of what they're looking for, and they're usually more involved in their search than the agents who have the listings. Does that make sense? They want to know school markets, walkability, how close it is to this. They've already done all that. So then when they call on a property, and they already know the price and all those things, then what are they really looking for? What was it about the property that caught their eye? Why did they touch this one on the lead conversion? Well, my studies show that it's because there was something at the property they could not see in the pictures or the virtual tour. There was something about it. And when you ask that question, you're going to find the nugget of what they're really looking for that was important about that particular property. And what they can't see is what they ask for. Well, I couldn't tell if the view or how close it was to that school in the back, or how noisy it was, or what was those? Looks like there might be power lines in the view. There's going to be something about the property that catches their eye. The moment you say, hey, as an expert in the area, other than the view, what's going to be important about that house? And you get quiet because they're going to tell you what's important about. Now, they'll type it too. They'll text it. So this used to be, we're all old school people. So what used to work old school still works. You just have to work with the media that you're working with. So you can text that question. What was it about that property that interests you? Because clearly they have smart technology and they should be able to do a satellite view. So they're going to tell you. And that's really what I'm here for today is I'm not good. I'm not creative. I don't know how to take a Canva video outside of a listing and make it look $1 million when it's, a fixer. I'm not good at that. So we hire out. I need to hire out. I'm like, Matt, I'm going to hire, somebody. My granddaughter's 5. She can do a better job on social media than I can. But the point is that what are you marketing for? Is it for, are you hunting for new leads, new listings, appointments that way? Or are you specifically doing brand awareness? I don't think you want to do both at the same time because it confuses the audience, and then you're not going to be as strategic as you would be if you were trying to focus on just making your seller happy. Because sellers aren't happy when you're doing all this about you and their house isn't the showcase of the video. So showcase, listings, showcase your business, and then hunt and do a good job with your lead conversion. And the last thing I would do, because Bridget gave you guys some really good ideas. So I like to give away. Here's a good giveaway. If you're good at what you do video-wise and you just don't have product, I challenge you to go meet a bunch of investors and find investors who are just getting ready to stage a flip and go ask them if you could use that flip as a hidden inventory social media marketing. Here it is. Showcase of the week. Coming on next week. Call me if you're frustrated as a buyer, you can't find a home in Carmel Valley under $1 million. I have one coming out. It's not ready, but hit me up. So use your social media to give a call to action because it's not available. And that's what I like to do with hidden inventory. And it's in every marketplace. You just have to go out and find the hidden inventory. And then that would be something to do often, like a showcase property of the week that's not even on the market yet. I guarantee you're going to build an interest list of a lot of good buyers. So that's it.
Love that. That's great. Let me ask you real fast. When you're doing social media, do you have a certain plan, or do you attack different ones, or do you just focus on one? Because some people like just focus on Instagram. Other people just focus on Facebook.
I have not built out that part of my business model to really, anytime I'm doing social media, it's for the seller of a property that I've listed. That most of my sellers today are either a trustee. You know, I'm getting older, so a lot of my friends and past clients are now the last generation in their family, and so I'm doing a lot of trust sales. And so most of these people are not in Southern California; they've moved away. So I'm marketing properties that have to be on websites where my clients can see them from Colorado or Montana or wherever they really live, because they're not in the neighborhood of the property. And so that's kind of a niche I have going on right now. I'm going to run with it for a while. But I think my strategic plan is to make sure my clients see their property is marketed on Zillow or wherever it's going to be for their open house. I'm going to drive traffic. I don't do a lot of social media, only because I really never I didn't want to disappoint my market and start with something really cool that I couldn't continue with, because I'm not that media guy, like Matt was just saying. That once you find the niche, like his TV commercial, if you ever lived in San Diego and you watched the morning news 15 years ago, Matt Battiato was the guy, and he's still the guy because they rerun him. And sometimes, I don't know if they have any of you with hair, Matt, but I bet they even rerun those late at night.
It was like a 30-second infomercial, and Matt was on almost a green screen half the time, so his head would stick out. It was great. Yeah. And you would focus right on Matt, and he had a great pitch. And it was 30 seconds every time. And he'd come on multiple times, you guys. But you know something?
Yeah.
This day, Brian and I and the rest of us all remember it. So it's memorable, right? That's the key, is to be memorable. Whatever you're doing, be consistent, be memorable, market it different ways. Don't follow the herd. So when I'm marketing on social media, a lot of times, especially listings or new opportunities, I call them, or I'm relaunching a listing, I'll put in the terms. I put in terms. I do not put in prices, because terms capture people's attentions. We are going into the number one quarter of the year where you'll see terms consistently advertised on all types of media sources, whether it's on social media, it's on TV, it's on streaming, it's on direct mail, whatever it is, it's always terms, because this is the highest probability you'll see for people buying cars or leasing cars or buying furniture or whatever. This is where they put all their advertising money and budget, is in this last quarter doing that, because it shows people that they can do it, and it promotes them to come to you because you're doing it differently. So I would definitely, that's my gold nugget of the day. Advertise your listing. Do not give the price. Give the simplest terms. I don't care if you have to break it down per day, that they can buy the house for, $146 a day. Whatever it is, right? Break it down. It's usually not that much, but it just Pete, really breaks in simplest terms. Go ahead, Brian.
So on this lead conversion, talk about the marketing. So as you're doing your social media marketing, because I know most of you are fantastic with this, and you're outsourcing a lot of it to the Philippines and, like Matt was saying, or Brazil or wherever. Here's a tip, and you just brought it up. I'm going to remind everybody here that if you're doing any kind of social media work, or you have people show up at an open house or a person, I was told that the fourth quarter of every year in every marketplace, the luxury market sales go up in statistics. And it's for that reason. It's corporate businesses do their taxes in the fourth quarter. If they had a great year, they're funding their year. This is the time of year where they take their huge bonuses. And if somebody's driving a brand new car and they roll into your open house, you know what they know? They know that their credit score is good because they just bought that new Mercedes. They know they got money that's good. And my mentors told me, Brian, if you have people you can focus on those people who are walking around at this time of year knowing what's going on in their financial world, because they are spending money, and some of them have to spend a lot of money by December 31st to take advantage of whatever the corporate bonus structure is for them. So be aware of that. And it should be something you're aware of every year. If you're in real estate 40 years later, like me, it's still something I'm aware of. I know if somebody's driving a brand new car, they just got a big bonus, they're out spending money, they know their credit score, they've already got pre-approval on their mind. They're like the person you want to be focused on.
And that's a good point, Brian, because it's buyer psychology, it's buyer mentality right now. And especially you guys, be aware, get on ChatGPT, type in all the benefits for investment in luxury real estate or real estate in general with the big, beautiful bill. I mean, this is why Bridget Young only sleeps around 3 hours a night. Everybody's trying to get bonus depreciation before December 31st. This is the time to pick up the phone and say, look, I have an idea that's going to help you diversify your portfolio, and it's going to give you a massive, massive tax write-off. And this is what you can do, because you can write off, if somebody buys an investment property right now, by the end of the year, they can write that off 100% depreciation right against their ordinary income. And when you can do that, that's a gigantic tax savings. So if you sell a investment property for $1 million right now, that closes before the end of the year, they're going to depreciate that property 100% based on what they get paid at wherever they work. And a lot of people are W-2 employees. They don't have write-offs, but this will absorb that. So when you look at that, you guys, it's a huge savings. It saves most people between 40 and 50%. So if they buy an investment for $1 million and they depreciate it right off the bat and they're saving that money in taxes, a lot of them are saving $250,000, $500,000 in taxes. So that investment did not cost you $1 million. It might have cost you $750 now or $500. And that's the beauty of it. Otherwise, you're going to have a tax ramification that you're going to have to pay next year. So that's just a good way to get that out on social media, because a lot of people are not aware of it. And guess who's not aware of it the most? Agents. They don't even understand it. It's crazy. So if you need help, Bridget, put your information in things. She deals with a lot of different types of investments, triple net leases, commercial investments, multifamily, industrial, you name it, she can find it. And I would reach out to her and really get on the same page with her, especially if you have clients that are going to have a tax liability in 2025 that they don't want to pay. Okay, so that's another tip, to use social media to get in front of your people, because trust me, they are watching you on social media. And if you do just a quick video about that, saying, hey, you don't want to have a tax liability this year, I have a loophole, I have a secret, I can show you how to do it, but we need to do it before the end of the year, so let's talk immediately. So that's another tip.
100% truth on that. So I just want to agree with Brian and Pete. This is real. You can reach out to me, but this is something we should all be offering our clients for end of the year. So yeah, thank you, Pete. It's a great point. And what a better thing to talk about. You're going to look really smart when you're talking those things on social. They're going to really say this person knows what they're doing. And it just, you're looking out for them, for their bottom line. So it's huge.
Yeah. And you know something, there's big conversations coming up next Thursday, right? It's called the Thanksgiving Conversation, a week from today. So be well versed in it, because I guarantee you may be connecting with friends or family or other people, and they're going to say, really, I can do that? And all of a sudden they get red hot, you guys, and understand what are the best opportunities out there, right? People right now are trying to 1031 before the end of the year, and they're definitely trying to take advantage of bonus depreciation. So just go into ChatGPT, you can go into Google, you can go into any search engine and type in bonus depreciation, how it relates to investment real estate, and it'll give you an understanding of it. Then go find the best investments in your marketplace. Do the top 3, top 5 best opportunities to buy before the end of the year, and just have pictures of those and talk over it or edit it that way. That's another great post right there that'll get a lot of attention. Because there's a lot of people who don't know what to do and how to take advantage of it. And guess who's asleep at the wheel? Most of their accountants are asleep at the wheel. They usually don't talk to them until January or February. So you got to get this and push it up into their everyday lives so it's in front of them. Okay, let's go to Ross the Boss Stout. He is selling all over the place. Palm Desert, San Francisco, Orange County, LA, San Diego. If you're looking for the boss, it's Ross. Ross, what are you guys doing? I know you get a lot of online leads. I know you produce a lot of activity, and you guys follow up quickly, and you have a system based on social media on converting those leads. So how are you converting social media leads? What is pulling the best for you, either buyers or sellers, and how are you creating those relationships?
Cool. Well, I can't wait to see your terms post for a low monthly payment of $70,000 a month. You too
100%.
can own this. I love it. I mean, that's going to be
We can get
fantastic.
you,
I can't wait to
get
see
you
it.
into this house. We can get you into this master bath or primary bath.
You
Sorry.
too can own a sliver of the back. I mean, it's going to be great.
You guys are going to see me with shades on in a 60-degree pool, freezing my ass off, saying, look, for no money down and $29.95 a month, you could be in this pool with me, freezing, but benefiting your health.
That's it.
Right?
And I'll throw in a floaty. Got you. Cool. Well, I love hearing about Matt being on the news channels back in the day. Quick story: perception is reality. Okay, I'm gonna start with this little story. I had a listing in the desert years ago when 800,000 was like a pretty solid purchase price, but it's still kind of middle of the road. This guy, his agent calls me, says, "Hey, we have kind of like a celebrity wanting to come see this house." I'm like, a celebrity looking inside this mid to low range country club. Okay, cool. Whatever you say, man. He really needs a private showing, needs his privacy. Okay, cool. So meet him, open up the house, have it ready. This guy comes up, he's got his hoodie on, he's got his sunglasses on, and I'm really curious, like who this person's going to be. I've never even heard of his agent either. And he walks up and he pulls his hood back and he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh. It's the air conditioning guy that pays for ads on the news." Like, it's this guy, he's not a celebrity. He's like, everyone knows him because he has these King of Comfort stuff on the news. But man, perception's reality. He's on TV. People view him as someone of merit because of his platform. And then that's how he's acting, right? And that's how people convey him. So anyways, all that little stupid story to say is, whatever you put out, however you position yourself, that is how the market is going to view you. All I've been hearing today is perception is reality. Pete does luxury. Matt does luxury. Brian should be a master of trust sales. Bridget is the magician of all trades. She can do commercial. She can do luxury. She can do resi. Like, people are putting themselves out there for their skill set, right? And we're on a panel of established agents, so they know exactly what the real house is. If you're a new agent, same applies. If you want to be a luxury agent, put yourself in a luxury house. Wherever you want to be in your business, put yourself there, turn your camera around, shoot a quick video. It doesn't even have to be professional. If you have a cool background and a message that can resonate, that you can repeat, you're in. So all that to say is, just be bold. Don't worry about perfection. Get out there and do it. And I'm talking to myself. I mean, how easy, just overthink. You shoot a video, then you watch, you're like, ugh, that's terrible. You can find yourself doing that 100 times in a row and you get nowhere. You just wasted 3 hours and you look worse and worse and worse and worse because you get nervous. Don't have a script, have a framework, have a message that's deliverable. I know we all have imposter syndrome. I know we all don't think we're worth it, but really, I am not appealing to my SOI. So here's my social media strategy. I have a business page and I'm focusing on boosting ads. I post to my Facebook, through my Instagram. I have a long form YouTube page. So my YouTube page is long form. I have Opus clips, which will cut that up and turn them into segments, even show you a rating on how likely they are to go viral. I have no viral in my blood. This is not me, but I'm going to choose the 99 over the 87 when I post, right? So look at those scores, get those clips out there onto your social media from your YouTube long form page. advertise your YouTube long form page so people will constantly be subscribing to you, looking at you. So that's the way it goes. I post from Instagram. It goes to my business Facebook page. My business Facebook page has a boost on it, and I'm averaging anywhere from 2,000 to 60,000 views per video right now because of those boosts. And guess who's not seeing it? My SOI. Why? Because my SRI already knows who I am. They're going to see those anyways. I'm trying to get new business and deliver leads. So from those Facebook posts, people then come in, they fill out a contact form, and then it goes to my follow-up boss, and leads are then delivered to my team. So I've only been running this campaign for a short amount of time because I finally got over myself. And we have several $1 million plus $2 million, $3 million leads coming in our Orange County market. It's really working. So one video turns into two, and then three. We know how math works, right? You can't control your past from before, but every day you can start a new past by establishing a way of consistency, right? Put one foot in front of the other, shoot the video. So when I shoot my videos, like Bridget said, it's time blocking. I have a pretty busy schedule. So on Wednesdays, I go into the office, I do my team meeting, I meet with people, and then around 3 o'clock, everyone starts to wean out of the office. And from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on normal Wednesdays, I have the office to myself. I have a content studio. I have my phone. I happen to buy a microphone and a piece of equipment. And I just go in there and I built a social media plan on AI. And it told me where the gaps are in the market. It told me what people want to see, what's getting views, where they're needing information, my consumers I'm talking about. And it develops actually what I should be talking about with scripts. Develop a framework with a outline strategy. I go in, I talk about the stuff, and know why I can talk about it? Because it's already up here. It's what I do every day. I'm not memorizing a script. I'm not like pretending to be Hamlet over here. All I'm doing is talking about what I know, looking into the little eye of the camera, and delivering a message that's repeatable day in and day out. So I look at my page, I'm like, that sucks. But guess what, dude? Like, no one's really, really good at it. Just people know how to put the spin on it so that it hits your feed, and then they become recognizable and they want to use you. So those are my little tidbits on social media. I will give a shout out to my man, Alec. He's been super consistent with market updates. Like last video yesterday, I was talking about the old TBN studios in Costa Mesa, and that's turning into a huge development. So he's talking about new opportunities of new construction. He's talking about comparing different neighborhoods on prices and how you get more for your money in different places. He's getting a following. He's like, and how is he doing that? It's not because he posted some viral video. He's been doing it for 6 months. So do it. And then when you look back and you're like, dang, I've posted 1,000 videos over the last 3 years. Like, that's pretty dang cool. So put one foot in front of the other, keep doing it. You can change your past by enriching your future and doing the right things. So there you go.
No, that's great advice. Can you do me a favor, Ross? Can you drop one of those scripts in there that people could copy, or they can reach out to you to get to it? I think that's the key thing.
I'll put the plan in. I'll put a simple 18-month plan in that has prompts from that you can put in ChatGPT, and it'll build the plan for you. I'll put it in the chat.
Love it. That's awesome. What a win. That's a win right there from Ross the Boss Stout. He always shows up. The boss. Listen. The boss always shows up, right? He's bringing the heat today. I like that. So, cool. He made a really good point there, you guys. In order to do 1,000 videos, guess what you have to do first? You have to do the first one. Then you do the second. Then you do the third. And you be consistent. And it doesn't have to always be about real estate. But the 3 things that most people want to see on social media is they want to see data and statistics. They want to know how it could affect their life or their lifestyle, how it affects their properties that they have. And do they have, another hot topic is insurance, right? I know Cam Smith is dealing with insurance all the time down in Florida. He's down in the Cape Coral, Fort Myers area. That's like the insurance hotbed of the world right now. I'm surprised he's not an insurance agent yet, but so if he starts talking about social media, all of a sudden he goes off into a tangent about different types of life insurance and health and auto, and you guys know where he's going. But it's a really important topic because a lot of people's insurance, especially on each coast, has elevated dramatically in the last 5 years. So that's a big issue. Cam, talk to us about the messaging that you're doing on social media, especially in a market like yours that has been a little topsy-turvy, and how are you continuously getting in front of the people to show them opportunities to come down to Florida?
Yeah, good question there. And yeah, so we are actually rated by the numbers. I think the New York Times rated us the worst real estate market in the country. Yeah, winners here. So
Yeah, but you know what that means?
That means
Huge
there's great
opportunity.
Huge opportunity, and that's what we're seeing. So social media, you guys, and I got 14 minutes, so I'm going to be a little fast. As everyone knows, you can always message me. I'm happy to share with this, share all this with you.
I'm giving you 7. Hey, I have to give you
even
7.
better. Okay.
So, 7 minutes. Go.
I'm going to help everyone here that says they have the imposter syndrome. And I'm also going to give you 2 tools that you need to use that will change social media for you. So for the imposter syndrome, everyone on this call said they had it. The reason that everybody feels like they have imposter syndrome is because they don't know what people want to hear. Okay. Now, everyone's had some great ideas. Everyone's had some topics they've brought up. And I'm going to dig into this a little bit deeper, but I have a really great example here of the exact same subject thrown at people differently that makes it so that they want to hear about it or they don't want to hear about it. The way that people typically are going to present this. So agents would typically present this information to their social media like this. And we were just talking about this, right, with the taxes. Hey guys, let me tell you how you can save all your money on your taxes. This is so cool. It's so incredible. This is going to reduce your taxes. And everybody here went, ooh, don't do that. Ooh, God, whatever the heck, swipes, get away from me, right? Now you could have that same guy come and go, here's the number one way that all the billionaires reduce their taxes. Well, now you go, well, shit, how do the billionaires do it? Tell me more, right? You want to know, you're curious. And when you're doing social media, you guys, you have to remember that why are people there? It's not because, and Pete, you're right, data is great, but they're not there looking for data. Has anyone here really stopped when you had a data post pop up on your phone and go, oh, wow. I do sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, but pretty much if I'm on social media, I'm bored. I'm trying to get something that's entertaining, trying to like get over my day or whatever it was I don't want to be doing. I have stopped doing that. And I have chosen to go onto social media, which feeds me that dopamine of whatever the algorithm has figured out is my hook, right? It's always what people's hooks are. Some people, they love celebrities. They love the celebrity drama. Some people, they love food. Some people love watching people cook and eat food. Some people obviously love real estate. So when you're doing social media, when you're going to do content, you are trying to find the people that are addicted to social media and they're addicted to real estate social media. Now, why are we doing that? Because the truth is, you guys, it doesn't matter how great your content is. Even if you do the hook where, let me share with you how the billionaires don't pay taxes, which heck, I want to know. I don't even know if it's real, but I want to know it. But the truth is, it doesn't matter how good your hook is. If you're only getting 800 views or you're getting, 1,000 views, you're not going to be generating leads from social media with 800 views. There's just not enough volume coming into your funnel to get the actual real people to click that link that then, like Ross was saying, goes into your CRM. You need to get it out to hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. We only have around 150,000 followers between all of our different accounts. But with that 150,000 followers, we've generated over 50 million views. And we've found that it's about 100,000 views per real buyer or per real lead that comes into your system. So, at least with the content we were doing, it takes about 100,000 views to get one link, one person to click on the link, fill out their information, and goes into our follow-up system. Now, there's 2 keys here, the hook, and the number 2 part about this is the song choice, okay? Because what stops everyone in their track faster than everything? Hearing that groove that they love, man. When you hear that song pop on and you like it, or you have been thinking about it because you have heard this same song dozens, if not hundreds of times on these apps, because it's an algorithm. The songs are what trend, you guys. The music is what trends. And it puts it into our ears, if you're using social media a lot, where you'll hear the same song over and over And oh, guess why? Because it's trending. You need to use that song in your content, but it does two things. It also allows you to be the video that people stop on because they hear that same song and they've actually subconsciously been swiping to get back to that addicted song that is currently trending. That's what they're doing, you guys. It's psychological. This is marketing. And they're just sitting there swiping through content, trying to hear that song that is either being pushed by the record companies. The record companies spend millions and millions of dollars to promote their songs, or it just happens to be a song that's trending and people like hearing it. So when you can put your content into that pot or into that, let's call it that basket of videos that are all trending because of the song, you get to be in that basket, plus you get people to stop, which then helps the algorithm. The most important part, and we're going to talk about short form, and then I'm going to talk about long form here. I got 5 more minutes, but short form content, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Reels, LinkedIn. There's a couple other ones too, but we don't use them as much. But those are really your big 4. Those are different platforms that if anyone wants to create content, you can create content for people to watch it. And just like back in the day when people would spend millions of dollars on a 30-second Super Bowl commercial to get in front of 3.5 million people, you can do that every single day for free, guys. You just got to make the content. And when you go, well, what do I make? What is it that you watch? Go on social media, swipe through for 15 minutes. I know everyone's so busy, they don't have 15 minutes, but swipe through for 15 minutes and just see what you stop on. And then create that, you guys. Create what works. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel where we're going to educate or we're going to teach people or they don't want that. They want entertainment. So use the songs, make shit fun, make it exciting. If you got people that are addicted to houses, go show them a $40 million house. People will watch it. I guarantee you. But they aren't going to go watch, in our area here, we have $1 million homes, but we also have $200,000 teardowns. They're not going to go watch me tour through a teardown home because it's ugly. It's just not something that's entertaining. So if you are going to create content, start with what does a bored user want to watch? What does a viewer that is just sitting there bored want to watch? When you get 100,000 of those guys, then you'll get someone that is truly looking to buy or sell today. Click that link, want more information. Obviously, when you have your link, then you have all those crazy USPs, like this is the best homes on the market. These are the best deals. These are pre-foreclosures. Once they click your link, you guys, you have now captured them. And that's the goal. We use Popl for our capture link. It's in my opinion the best because it's completely free. We use Popl to generate the link, the click, and then we use Zapier to put it into our CRM. So if you guys haven't used Zapier, it allows you to take data from other online programs and move data around. Again, completely free. So we use Popl for that, and then we use Zapier. Social media can do 3 things: generate leads. It can give you validation for your sellers, like Matt was saying. And the third thing is long-term retention or viewership. The leads are great. You need about 100,000 views per lead. The validation is, like Matt was saying, when I can walk into a listing and I say, well, this is how we market. We're going to get you 4.5 million views. And I show them 4.5 million views. They then go, oh, I like that. And they hire me. That's literally my listing presentations these days. I walk in, I say, how are you guys doing? Great. What I do for marketing is I get more views than anyone else. Here's my viewership. And they go, oh, because no one else really shows them real numbers. And I say, do you have any questions about how I market homes? And they go, no. Okay, let's talk about price. Then we go through price. And then the last one is long-term retention. This is because when you post something like Ross was saying, you post 1,000 videos, you post 1,000 videos in a year, those videos will consistently get views. Even if they're old, people will still follow, it still pops up on their feed. And that is why short form content like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, those are great because it is short form. Long form is very different, you guys. It is something that you have to have a team. You got to have scripts. You got to have big cameras. You need to have editing equipment. Just so you guys know, it's around $2,000 an episode that our teams are paying to do long-term content. So Matt, that should give you an idea. If you wanted to do one YouTube video, it's about $2,000. I know that's like, how are you going to do 100 a year? That's the challenge. For everyone that is doing long-term content, they are hiring somebody full-time, paying between $60,000 and $80,000 a year, and they are their full-time director, editor, writer. They do it all, right? They are the filmer guy. They film it, they edit it, they do everything. It's about 60, 80 grand a year or 2,000 an episode. The short form content, the reason I recommend it for most agents, it's free. It's free. Anyone can do it. You can edit it on your phone. You can film it on your phone, edit it on your phone, and do everything. I'm going to show you this one secret though, you guys. This little box, okay? If you're going to edit it on your phone, these little microphones, okay? You see these? DJI, I love DJI quality microphones because again, sound is the key, you guys. And this is really simple. There's a little receiver, just plugs into your phone. Boom. Now you got a professional grade microphone on your phone to do short form content with. You have to have good audio. The audio is 100 times more important than the video. Most people, when they stop, it's because they hear something, either the song or something they like, or it's the perfect hook, like how the billionaires save all their taxes. It's something they hear that stops them. It's not what they see. Okay, I got 2 minutes or 1 minute. What else do I got?
We're at the limit. Cam is up on his time.
If you want to hire somebody, and you don't want to spend 80 grand a year, go to your local college, get someone to intern for you, because the kids at college, at least in the big colleges, they all have big followings in social media. That's literally how they all grade themselves these days. It's how they are keeping up with the Joneses. The girl that's got 150,000 followers is the alpha over the girl that has 80,000 followers. And the guy that comes into the fraternity with 2 million followers, and that's how everyone does it. So internships are awesome. Opus AI is the second tool, and I'm going to post a link for this because this is it was game changing for us. Opus AI, incredible. Yeah, that's what I got. Go for it, Pete.
I love it. That was awesome stuff. You were flying. I'm telling you right now, that was great. I love it. If anybody has any questions, put it in there. Put it in the chat right now, and we'll address those. We have around 3 minutes left. My friend Marianne Turi from Canada, one of my favorite Canadians, she's ready to come down and execute bonus depreciation and buy a place in San Diego. We're going to get her into an investment opportunity so she can get out of the cold up there in Calgary. But look, here's the deal, guys. It all works, but it only works if you do it consistently, because perception is reality. Consistency is commitment. Consistency is where you'll be, in the forefront of somebody's mind. As my father always says, people don't do more business with you not because they forgot about you. They just feel you forgot about them and you haven't been in front of them. So they move on to the next thing that benefits them. They all subscribe to the same channel, WIIFM. What's in it for me? That's the key thing in life. So you have to be in front of them. You have to have a hook. You have to grab their attention the first 3 seconds for them to watch the video that you put out there. It has to have a really cool, consistent message, and you have to be relatable and authentic. That's the key. Does anybody have any questions? We have 2 minutes left. We're ahead of time, or I'm going to shut it down early so we can go sell some real estate and have fun and create a lot of options in our life.
One topic, it's hot right now in my world, are reverse 1031 exchanges. You have no idea what they are. Learn about them and post that, because you will definitely increase your lead flow this time of year when you understand that people can buy now and do a reverse 1031 exchange with something they want to buy now, but sell another investment property later. So it's a great. So
you can buy now, and when the time you close, you have 6 months from the closing date to sell the down leg. It costs between $8,000 and $10,000 to set it up. It's far more complicated for the feds to do that. You have to create an LLC and so forth, and the money is held in an account under the LLC, which is controlled by the 1031 exchange company. But it's a great way to buy now, get the bonus depreciation, and sell the down leg asset later on.
Yeah. And
It's a good idea for a topic.
Even though it's more costly, the amount of tax savings far outweighs it. So it's really worth it. It is an incredible tool. And again, it's more costly, but it is worth it. And then, because you don't want to miss out on the property that you want to buy. And if yours hasn't sold, then you will. So it's a great tool, and you can reach out to Brian, me, or Pete to learn more about that too.
Okay, I got to go. I got my phone blowing up. Everybody's trying to buy properties before the end of the year. Go out, sell it, bonus depreciation. That's the way to go. Great job, you guys. See you next week.
See you
Well,
guys.
next week
See you
is
guys.
Thanksgiving. So we're off next week. Listen, everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Super grateful to you. Reach out. Be grateful for your life. Be grateful for your business. Tell people that you're grateful for them and spread the love. Okay? Talk to you soon.
Cheers.
See you guys. You're the best. See you guys.